Welcome back to me, back to my office, back to New Delhi. And also, welcome back to sound quality. The speaker on the phone wasn't bad. It just wasn't quite as good. Anyway, and it also was picking up sounds of birds. I know Robbie enjoyed the birds, and I enjoyed the breeze, even though sometimes it actually was interfering with the vocals. But here, we've got the microphone nice and close to my face, and in the background, we've got city sounds. So, you win some, you lose a lot. No, not really. So, I want to share a few things with you, but I do want to get to the reading today. So, I'm going to move a little bit quickly, hopefully. After that last episode, you might remember I was at the home of my father-in-law. Real quick. I've decided I'm going to create a few different playlists, perhaps one for each of these segments or sections, exclusive of Dhammapada, because Dhammapada, anyway, if this is the first time you've ever seen this face and this robe, click here instead. And that is the whole playlist from the beginning. I was going to count them. I don't know how many hours it is. I think it's like it's approaching 20 hours of content, as they say. The Edward Reed's Buddhist Books podcast, which is now a YouTube series and a proper podcast on Apple and all the podcasting networks. So, that thing I pointed out earlier will, start you at the beginning, and you can click in the description below and see all these links as well, so you don't have to catch them while they're up there. That's a little pro tip there. You can just click that little down arrow and scroll past the rambling description of the episode. Down below that are all the links that I point to up there. They're called cards in YouTube content creator speak. So, if you have not any idea why I would be reading Jain Sūtras on, I'm going to stop saying Jainist, because apparently that's not a word, even though Jainism is a word. Jainist is not a word. Jain is the word. It's the Jain path. A person is Jain if they're on the Jain path, I guess. Comment below if I've got that bass backwards. Anyway, so if you don't know why I would be talking about Jainism, yeah, that's a word. Okay. On a Buddhist podcast, then click here to start with the Jain Sutras playlist, which I haven't created yet as I'm talking to you, but by the time you see this, I will have created it. And that will start you with episode 1 of Jain Sutras, in which I was in Bihar at the home of my father-in-law. After that, we went to the home of my mother-in-law. She's looking at me from the corner here. She is in another plane. But her father, here you can see Piyu and I. Piyu is short for Priyal, with her grandfather. And in the spirit of nonviolence, here is a clip of Priyal shooting her grandfather's gun. She really enjoyed that. First time shooting a gun, and she's been wanting to shoot that particular gun, I think, since she was very small. So anyway, I don't know, it has a different ring to it than, seeing some American out there in the field shooting his gun. Seeing Priyal shoot her grandfather's gun feels somehow wholesome. Anyway, so also, speaking of the paths of Jainism and Buddhism and, nonviolence, in the spirit of non-materialism and detachment from material things, I want to show you all the stuff I bought while I was in Bihar, right? Missing the point. It's what I do. So you might recall, if you saw the Heart Sutra episode, which is here. Okay, that's card 3. I have to remember. You're only allowed 5 per episode. We went and saw Mahabodhi Temple. You remember you saw it from a distance. You saw it up close. You saw all the different Buddhas and Taras and so on and so forth, and disciples and monks. And my wife calls them small monks. that were around the edge. As we approached, I think we were, where were we? Yeah, we were looking at the statues here, and then suddenly we saw the Bodhi Tree, which is hiding. Oh no, it's right here. So the Bodhi Tree is here, relative to Mahabodhi. The entrance to Mahabodhi is in the front, the Bodhi Tree is in the back. And the statue of Buddha that you saw, the shaky one, because my hand was shaky and it wasn't a Steadicam iPhone, because they don't allow iPhones. Anyway, so that gold face Buddha that was going boing, boing, boing while the Tibetan bells and chants were going wild, that's inside right here. And then right outside is the Bodhi tree. So the idea is that the Buddha statue is right where the Buddha would have been sitting, and the Bodhi tree is right where the Bodhi tree is. Now, you might be thinking, I don't know, but you might be thinking, that'd be a really old Bodhi tree. I think that might be the oldest tree in existence, or maybe there's like an 8,000-year-old tree somewhere in a tundra, I forget. Anyway, no, it's not the original Bodhi tree. The idea is that a sapling from the original Bodhi tree was kept by the disciples, and a sapling from that Bodhi tree was kept by the disciples, and they kept it all right in the same spot, and they took care of it and honored it as, this is the tree he sat under, even though it's actually the great-grandchild of the tree he sat under. So it could be that. Maybe it's all just made up. I don't know. We could be skeptical. So there's that. Okay, let's move along so we can get through everything. Now, I already had a Vajrasattva. I'm not even really sure where it came from. I think I got this Vajrasattva in Kathmandu in 1997. But in Bodh Gaya last week, I got this Vajrasattva. Because, come on, I had to. It's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. So he's like the ultimate perfect student who follows the path and is disciplined and then attains mastery. Right? So we'll get to Vajrasattva later on, I think, when we get to Vajrayana. I don't think he's mentioned much in Mahayana. And then there was another statue that I was like, this is gorgeous, I have to buy it. And I don't normally buy statues of beings I don't know their name or who they are. But I made an exception for this, what turns out to be a lady. Sometimes in the case of Vajrasattva, people often think he's a lady. He's, androgynous, but they say he's male, But this turns out it is a lady. Usually, in the case of the Taras, that they're obviously ladies. I won't go into details because there might be kids watching, right? Kids don't know about those. Anyway, so her name, I have written down here, is Vasudhara, it turns out. I asked my friend, and he was able to tell me that this is a two-armed form of Vasudhara, who is the girlfriend, partner. I don't like saying consort. I know in Indian English it's like, there's nothing wrong, no weird connotation with consort, but it just sounds a little odd to my ear. The consort or partner, tantric partner of Jambala, who is a wealth god. He has a rat that vomits jewels, which is, quite a thing to have, right? And now if you've read The Goose Who Lays the Golden Egg, then don't cut the rat open. There won't be any jewels inside. Just wait. He'll keep barfing up the jewels. Now, they practice Tantra together. Don't visualize that because, she's much bigger than him, and, that'd be a dirty thing to have in your mind when we're talking about such a pure and, anyway. Yes, so they are the now reunited happy couple. So that's nice to be able to bring home his dear friend. Hopefully that will put him in a good mood. So his rat will, Okay, what else? Okay, well, I have a green Tara over here. We'll introduce her another time. You might have seen her at the beginning of one of the Lotus Sutra episodes if you saw those. But I wanted a white Tara. So this is white Tara. You can tell she's white Tara because her legs are in full lotus. Green Tara, she has one leg out like she's ready to get up and help you. So when you pray to Green Tara, she comes right away because she arrives. She gets up and helps you right away. Anyway, get your mind out of the gutter. The other thing about white Tara is she has 7 eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are on the feet. So, yeah, she has an eye right here. And also, we do honor our Hindu roots in this house. Actually, according to the law, I am a Hindu. There's the proof. All right. Don't freeze frame that and look at it. That's creepy. These are mala beads. I call this my interdimensional coffee house mala beads because they're malachite. If you get that, you're cool. Like really cool. This is like different types of onyx with like Om Mani Padme Hum or something, Tibetan written on it. And so to the Hinduism. First, we have a cute little Ganesh whose arms move constantly if there's a light on. Ooh, the shadow is pretty awesome. Ha ha ha. And so that's really cute. His hands just don't stop moving. And there's little accoutrements for him to have in his hands, which I haven't put in his hands yet. I'll get to that later. Also, in the world of Hinduism, we have Dancing Shiva. Hear that song? Click there. I've forgotten the name of the song. Okay, so that was number 4, right? Good. So this is Shiva dancing at the end of the Kali Yuga age to destroy everything so that it can start over with another golden age. So, yeah, that's what that is. And if you see Mani Karnika, I put a card up for that in a previous episode. Then there's a nice little brief, but nice, dance performance going on stage at her kingdom where you get to hear that. You also get to see Kanadanath. I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but she's a wonderful actress, and she has very strong opinions. I'll just say that much. But anyway, you get to see her as Kali very briefly. So that's awesome. I'm just going to say it's awesome. This is, you've seen him before, although when you saw him, his skin was blue, and he was running around with a lady that wasn't his wife, and he was incarnate. This is what he looks like when he's not incarnate. This is Vishnu, who you might know by one of his avatars, Krishna, or Krishna, as they say, back where I'm from. Okay, we're getting toward the end, I swear. I will read. Now, you might say, didn't you already have one of those? Yes, I did. So now I have one for the heart chakra, and one for the third eye. Very nice, right? No? Okay. It grows on you. That was part of the meditation my dad and I performed. Now, you've seen my my modern sort of nationalistic Ashok symbol, the lions of Ashok. But while I was in, where was I? Gosh, I think I was in Rajgir. I got this in Rajgir, the city of kings. So this is in the style of the old pillars of Ashok. And the next time you see this, it's going to be more colorful, and it's going to be on the Esoteric Nerd podcast. I'm saving that 5th card, so I'm not pointing there just yet. I'm going to decide. And I mentioned, I became Hindu because it really helped with the process of getting married to Priyal. And what I like to say, just to be brief, is my Hinduism includes the teachings of Jesus as well as Lord Buddha. And Mohammed? I mean, if I'm being honest, not as much Mohammed, but Rumi. And Hafiz. You know Hafiz? The gift Hafiz. I mean, they quote Muhammad, so, indirectly Muhammad. But honestly, I haven't read the Quran. But I have read a lot of Sufi poetry. I did go through a hardcore Sufi phase that lasted precisely 2 days. If you want to learn more about that, then buy my upcoming poetry compilation, E-Burrito, which will be available on Amazon in May of 2022 and forever after that. Okay, now we're getting down to it. That's everything I wanted to show you. So thank you, everybody. Just real quick, this we didn't get this. Priyal got this when she was younger. When she went to Bodh Gaya in her 20s, she's in her 30s now. And it's basically like postcards, pictures from Bodh Gaya. And at Nalanda University, a similar thing, like pictures from Nalanda University. And see, you might remember from the previous episode seeing things like this. And now there was a museum there across the street. If you go to Nalanda University, the ruins, don't forget to go to the museum across the street. Because inside they have statues that were found when they excavated, when they, dug up the soil around and just basically rediscovered the university about 80 years ago or 60 years ago, something like that. And you're not allowed to take pictures inside. So unfortunately, I can't show you. Did you see that? Anyway, so it is absolutely forbidden to take pictures inside that museum. So unfortunately, I can't show. Something weird going on, guys. I can't show you. Anyway, so yeah, I obviously clearly didn't take any pictures, but there are pictures in here in this little handout. Also, the museum publishes a little booklet, but as soon as they publish it, when they get their stack of these books, they just fly off the shelves, and you can't get them anywhere else. And I've searched online, and I can't find them. So if you know where to find the book that they publish, where they go into detail about all those statues, all the statues at the museum across the street from Nalanda University, which, kind of like show the progression from Mahayana into Vajrayana before Vajrayana was exported to Tibet. And after. Padmasambhava went in the 700s, and then others went after him. Anyway, okay. I'm moving quickly because I want to get to a little bit of the reading, at least 10 minutes of the reading, and then I swear, episode 3 of Jain Sūtras, I'm going to read for a full, at least 23 minutes of the half hour or 34 minutes-ish that the episode is. So at the Jainist Museum, I picked up the Distilled Essence of Nonviolence, a very Jainist thing, a translation of Ahimsa Darshan. We may get to this. Oh, by the way, I wrote to UPS and said, what's up with that? Thank you for that. What's her name? My God. Okay, 5th card. That came from that video. Okay. Anyway, so the Equanimity, of course, is volume 1, and I'm going to be reading volume 2. There's also Who is a Saint by that, not by the saint, but by Upadhyaya Rishi Praveen, where we're going to be reading the words of Upadhyaya Amar Muni as he breaks down these 2,200 to 2,300-year-old Jain Sūtras. Let's get to that, shall we? Without further ado, the title of the episode is, I don't know what it is yet, but you know because you saw it. It is Namaskāra Sūtra. Okay. Cool. Fivefold obeisance. So I looked up obeisance, and if you recall the previous episode where I was talking a little bit about Indian English and differentiating it from the other Englishes in the 4 main English-speaking, England, US, Australia, Canada. For example, the word cum, In India, that means as well as. Nobody snickers when they see a sign like this, or a plaque like this, or they get a receipt like this. Nobody giggles, because in Indian English, that is not a dirty word. Also, when we first were seeing each other, and she was telling me, "Oh, I used to have such a cute bitch," and I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Oh, she was the cutest bitch. She was just, I love that bitch so much." And I was like, "Are you talking about a dog?" And she was like, "Well, of course, yeah, bitch. What else would I mean by that?" So, yeah, like I said, it's 19th century English that's been evolving on its own. This means swag, which I guess is related to swagger or swag. It basically means something like fashion or coolness. And this is the sign for it. And people go like this, they mean swag. If you're in India, talking to an Indian English speaker. If someone doesn't speak English, they only speak Hindi, this probably will be meaningless. But if they're a speaker of Indian English. Anyway, I've gone on way too long. Let's do 10 minutes, 10 solid minutes of this. The sutra, in my horrible pronunciation, says, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyata, I think, not. Namo Uvajhayanam, Namo Loe Savasa Hunam, Eso Panka, Namo Karo, Sava Pava, Panasano, Mangalat, Nam? Yeah, okay. Ka, Sav, it's almost done, I swear. Savesir, Padhamat, Havai, Mangalam. That's the end of the sutra, right? So these are things that are chanted. I've never actually heard it chanted, or if I did, I didn't know what I was listening to. So, breaking it down. Namo means I bow to. Oh, obeisance, that's what I was talking about. In 1820, that was a word in English, which meant bowing to the prince, to have obeisance. Probably people who've read old books are like, you idiot, you don't know obeisance. But yeah, you know it because you've read old books, not because you heard anybody say it on the street, unless you're from India. It's one of those words that's part of Indian English. Namo, I bow to. The second word, Arihantanam, the Arihatas or victors, Namo, I bow to. I'll just go to, so this is breaking down what it means. I bow to the victors. I bow to the Siddhas, or liberated souls, not to be confused with CDs, you Vajrayana nut, you. I bow to or yogi, whatever. I bow to Acharyas, the preceptors. Okay. A dim light bulb almost turning on. Precepts. I know precepts. Preceptors. The people who follow the precepts. Okay. I bow to the Acharyas, the preceptors. All right. The light went on. I bow to the spiritual teachers. I bow to, in this universe, all. Ascetics. Okay. I bow to all. What are we, some kind of Gnostic? What is this, Thunder the Perfect Mind? No. I bow to the people who are starving themselves. I'm not going to talk crap. I swear I'm not going to talk crap. This isn't going to be a repeat of the Lotus Sutra. That was going to be the fifth card, by the way, but I had to use it for borders because I forgot the name of the person whose face I used. Obviously later when I edit. Sometimes I do that where I decide. Anyway, okay. I bow to, in this universe, all ascetics. All right? This is Jainism. Okay. You caught up? This fivefold obedience, all the sins, annihilates the fivefold obedience. So the fivefold, I bow to. The bowing, Namakara means obedience. Namo means I bow to. Right? So obedience means the bowing to of, or bowing to, right? In 1820 English. Okay. And among all, the auspicious supreme is auspicious is. Okay. Now, please, 20th century saint Abidhamma Amar Muni. Blessed be he, I guess. Is that what you say? Comment below. He's gonna put that all in a proper paragraph for us. So here we go. I bow down to the Arihantas. I bow down to the Siddhas. I bow down to the Akaryas. I bow down to the Upadhyayas. I bow down to all the sadhus. Sadhus, I know sadhus. Okay, that slipped by me, and now I get it. In this universe, this fivefold obedience annihilates all sins and is the supreme among all that is auspicious. So there you have the literal translation of the Namaskāra Sūtra, also called the fivefold obedience. Okay, now we're going to get into a little bit of analysis and commentary for a few minutes anyway, and then we'll continue in the next episode. All right. How will I title these? Is the title going to be very long? Well, I'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll probably call this Jain Sūtras 2, Part 2. And then Namaskāra Sūtra in the title? Whatever. If for the people who are already watching, they'll watch it. But like they say, don't make your title too long if you want to appeal to all the lovely people who are content consumers on their telephones. Those lovely 500 million or so. Okay. Or are we up to 1 billion now? Okay. Analysis. In human life, they are lovely. You are lovely. I'm talking about those other ones. They're not all lovely. I mean, we have to admit that, right? Except on a very transcendental level where you can see through the layers upon layers of, as my dad put it, what was the words he used? Ego masks inside of other ego masks, carrying passionate bodies of past life ego masks. Underneath all those layers is a beautiful, beautiful being. In every case, right? Okay. Analysis. In human life, namaskara, or paying obeisance, holds an esteemed position. One can gauge the extent to which a person admires and emulates another's qualities from the manner in which he or she pays obeisance to those superior in stature or intellect. The gentleness and sensitivity of an individual can be assessed from the joy with which he bows before the great souls that are superior to him, setting aside all egos and offering himself to them completely. Okay, so it's some old school, like, worship your guru stuff, I say with respect, and I note that I do not fall into this category. So we'll read on. Maybe you do. That's fine. I'm not judging. I'm just making little snarky comments. Okay. The meaning of namaskara. Obeisance is the perfect symbol of humility and openness to superior qualities. The grammarians give the following analysis of obeisance. Here's a lot of word, long word. I assume it's Sanskrit because I assume that every Indian word that I can't pronounce is Sanskrit, but it may not be. I don't know. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Next time I'll try to pronounce it. I'll start by trying to pronounce it next time. I'll just finish up. The meaning of the word namaskara in this title: you are greater than me, superior to me in qualities, and I am inferior to you with lesser qualities. Okay, that's Namaskara. How many yoga teachers who say Namaskara mean that? Well, okay. Here the relationship between lesser and greater beings is as pure and qualitative as that of father and son, or master and disciple. It is the kingdom of love and devotion that exists between devotee and deity. The devotee stands before his God only to receive pure samskaras from him. Nowhere is the feeling of helplessness and dependence to be seen in this. It is not, therefore, a relationship between master and slave. Okay, that's a nice place to close, I think. That's we'll end with what some of us were thinking. Master and disciple, not the same as master and servant. Let's play. Yeah. Depeche Mode, anybody? No? I'm old. Perhaps you are too. Hello there. Fellow Gen Xer or Boomer. Are there any silent generation? Cheers to the silent generation. Any greatest generation? No. They have gone to the next plane. I assume. My grandpa and so on. Well, okay. Thank you for joining me. And next time we'll delve a little deeper into this. If you were expecting more, I apologize. If this is your first episode that you watched, if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and maybe click the like button. I like to see those likes pile up. It gives me a nice feeling when I check in with the video and I go, ooh, there's another like. I'm not quite at that level where it's like, only 20,000 likes for this video. But I'm not like trying to get sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. I'm happy if 10 people watch the video and 4 people click like. I'm like, cool. So was there anything else? Did I forget anything? Did I want to mention anything that I didn't mention? Well, if I did, then I'll make a point to do that next time. But for now, before this episode runs on too long, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for going on this ride with me. And let's close with the prayer that my father and I performed when I was very young. To the north and to the south, to the east and to the west, to the spirits of light among us and to the spirits below, we send out our reverent love and compassion. May all beings be happy. May all beings be serene. May all beings be in peace. Those of you on YouTube saw that coming. Those on the podcast, I apologize to your ears. Until next time.